98.7 FM, Arizona's sports station. Bickley Blast.
There was a moment last night when the Suns were getting waxed, getting abused, getting embarrassed. The realization was sinking in that they were going to need 13 playoff games to get rid of the Pelicans and the Mavericks, and that's when DeAndre Ayton took a pass, swooped into the rim, and dunked on Luka's head. And here's the lesson, because that kind of moment cannot be a moment anymore. That moment has to be the way the Suns play on every possession of whatever is left of this increasingly hollow postseason, because if not, it's going to end sooner rather than later, and it is not going to end with a championship trophy. Now, I am not making this about Ayton. I am making this about the Suns' collective mentality. In this series, they too often have acted privileged, dispassionate, disinterested in anything other than whining to referees and yapping at Luka. Now remember, this is a team that set franchise records, a team that made lengthy winning streaks look easy, a group that seemed destined to be the team of our dreams in Arizona, and now it comes down to one game, winner takes all, in the comfort of Footprint Center. But even if the Suns win Game 7, something is clearly amiss. Something has been lost along the way, and as one listener pointed out, if the Suns were a hockey team, it felt like they spent all of Game 6 on the penalty kill. And if the Suns don't find it, whatever it is, then this is going to be the most disappointing failure we have ever experienced.
The thing that scares you is this is the first time. It's the first time for Devin Booker. It's the first time for Chris Paul in a Suns uniform. It's the first time for DeAndre Ayton. How do they respond to this win or go home?
Not only do you have no experience to draw from, you also now have a rotation that is not at all resembling who you were in the regular season. And so I wonder what that means in terms of what Monty Williams chooses to roll out in Game 7. But look, for as much as Cam Payne has struggled and as much as JaVale McGee has struggled in terms of defending the perimeter and defending all those actions up top and staying out of foul trouble, we both know that they were integral pieces of this season.
Yeah.
And they were integral, emotional, fiery kind of guys who added to the mix, and now they're not part of the mix. And you wonder what this team feels like internally and how they go about this Game 7. Listen, I was expecting something much different than we got last night. I, like you, I think the Suns are going to get through this, but I've got real questions about this team and what this team is capable of going forward. Just watching the Pelicans and the Mavericks scheme their way to advantages against this basketball team that and expose weaknesses and cracks that we never really knew existed, or at least not to the point that they exist. Is it really that? Is it a function of Chris Paul just not being, a superstar point guard anymore? And you can make a case that it all starts there, and I think you can make a real compelling case that it all starts there. This is Chris Paul's legacy is on the line Sunday. You can't get around that. And I think they're going to be okay, but you don't know. This is a gigantic platform for Luka, and this is a guy who is going to relish that. And can you imagine what it's going to feel like on Sunday if Scott Foster rolls into that building?
Oh, don't even get me started. If I had $1 for every tweet I've got or every text I've got about Scott Foster in the last 12 hours, I'd be able to retire. I wouldn't have to worry about the game because I'd be able to retire.
Exactly. So there you go. And that's sort of the mindset right now that everybody has gripping going into this Game 7 on Sunday.